We're in the middle of a roguelike renaissance. With Balatro's unprecedented popularity last year and meteoric critical acclaim, many were left asking, what makes this game so good? To which many of us Balatro heads would reply with, every couple years, certain genres of games come to the forefront of the gaming industry, and every game developer tries to put their spin on the popular genre of the time. The great cozy farming sim Fallout of 2021 was immense due to the overwhelming popularity of Animal Crossing New Horizons in 2020. The Souls-likes really started churning out after the universal praise for Elden Ring in 2022. And lest we forget, protagonist stands atop cliff looking out over open world vista for the first time after the legendary release of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in 2017. This is all to say, right now, roguelikes are the word, and this certain kind of uptick in a certain genre is par for the course. But I'm not here to talk about why Balatro is so good, or why the roguelike genre is worth making, or why this particular phenomenon happens at all. No, I'm here to talk about a different game entirely that dares to challenge the pre-existing mold of the roguelike genre at the peak of its popularity. Gamers, I know it's been a minute, please forgive me, I was getting a perm. Blue Prince is a new mystery puzzle roguelike that just came out this year, and it kinda crept up on me. I have a few friends who played the demo, but I hadn't even heard of it until launch week. To be honest, I'm really not sure what compelled me to buy it, but I have not been able to put it down since. And this is amidst other big new games I'm loving right now. Civ 7, Monster Hunter Wilds, Star Wars Season of Fortnite.
Wait, Vader, can you spell iCup?
Very well. I-C-U-P.
Why does it have such a grip on me? The other roguelikes I and many others tend to enjoy are high octane, visually stimulating, and encourage a sense of quickness in the player that compels you to make decisions so you can reach your goal quicker. And what are you rewarded with? More information, permanent upgrades, additional challenges, more reasons to keep going. And while Blue Prince is no different in this regard, what sets it apart is how it encourages you to interact with your surroundings on every run. Now, because this is a new game, it involves a lot of puzzles, a lot of mystery, I want to get this light spoiler warning out of the way. I'm not going to be getting into any puzzle solutions, but I am going to be showing unlockable items, rooms, and areas not available to you at the start of the game. So if that kind of thing is going to bother you, just keep this in another tab while you play Wordle or TFT. Okay, now that that's out of the way, you play as Simon, a young man who has just inherited the Holly estate from your grandfather, Herbert Sinclair. Your goal is to get to the elusive room 46 found in the antechamber. There's a cutscene before you enter the estate and a letter addressed to you on the table when you first walk in that outlines the rules of the house, but beyond this, you don't get too much instruction on what lies beyond room 46 or the family affairs that have led to this point. How you get to room 46 is dictated by the specific rooms you choose to get there, limited by the amount of steps you have, resources you can gather, and adjoining doors forward. In order to subvert something, you have to have substantial knowledge and understanding of the thing you're trying to subvert. And at face value, this is just a great roguelike. There are inventory resources you can find in rooms, you have limited steps every day, you can unlock permanent room upgrades, you can unlock permanent upgrades outside of the house. There are ways to combat RNG, and it creates this sense of wanting to run it back, because you can see the antechamber sitting there on your floor plan and it's taunting you. It's taunting you! All hallmarks of a successful traditional roguelike. The game doesn't present itself as a Nancy Drew escapade from the jump. The setting and ambiance lends itself to this, of course, with fog creeping up over the cliffside, an imposing mansion with shifting rooms and hidden floor plans, torn up notes littered among nooks and crannies, and the first-person view the game subjects you to. But just drafting these different rooms, exploring them to find different upgrades, and trying to get to room 46 make for a solid roguelike that could stand on its own. But this game rewards curiosity. It accounts for the player's natural instinct to inspect without being obtuse or pretentious. The game directly communicates this to you by way of messages on black notes with a different font found in some rooms to help understand basic mechanics, so you're able to enjoy the puzzles. This is a rare case of breaking the fourth wall without breaking your immersion. When I heard that Locothunk, the developer of Balatro, highly recommended this game but to grab a pen and paper, I laughed. I was sure that it couldn't possibly be that deep. On the first day, I went outside of the house instead of inside where it clearly wants you to go, so yeah, you could say I'm a bit of an intellectual. I went through about a week of in-game days without writing anything down, despite there being a very clear note in the Nook suggesting that you should. It wasn't until I got to rank 8 and approached the closed antechamber doors that I thought, maybe I should start writing some of these things down. The first first note I have here is blue members are true and red is false. Elements like these remain universally true for the whole game, and this is part of the beauty. The physical experience of writing information and observations down, taking pictures, talking with your friends about their findings, and comparing notes is something wholly lost in today's age of gaming. And this is not an anti-modern gaming take. Some of my favorite games of all time have been released in the last 5 years. But the tactile nature of blueprints adds a whole other layer to the gameplay experience. Everything means something here. Most of the time, a chair is not just a chair, and that's what separates this game. Something that really interests me when I'm engaging with any type of art is how I'm engaging with that art. How you watch something, play something, read something is going to drastically change your experience. Having to keep a notebook, photo journal, etc. of things from this game while you play inherently changes the experience from someone just glossing over the puzzles, refusing to write things down, and getting caught up on one aspect of this expansive game. Puzzles by nature require analysis. They're time consuming and they require the player to slow down, take a step back, observe, and apply what they've learned to achieve a solution. The resources you're granted in this game, of which there are many, both temporary and permanent, can all be used to their fullest when you stop and think. And that stopping and thinking is rewarded with more freedom. The freedom to explore, the freedom to pursue a new path when one door closes. I've seen a lot of the negative reviews of this game mention frustration with the RNG. RNG is the base of roguelikes. People playing blueprints more than likely have played other roguelikes or just games that have RNG in them. So why is this specific instance of RNG so much more frustrating than others? I think it's because in other roguelikes like Hades or Balatro or Cult of the Lamb, you can run away, except getting your ass beat, or go god mode to escape, and all of those things happen very quickly. It's instant reward and instant release. What Blueprints forces you to do is change course. You can't tunnel vision your way through the labyrinth. Listen, I'll be the first to say it. Trying to connect the laboratory to the boiler room is a bitch. But if that doesn't happen for you, then there's a litany of other mysteries, puzzles, and rooms for you to explore with your excess steps. This is a slow roguelike. That's a really novel thing to be in this climate of hyper roguelikes. What happens when knowledge is both the solution and the reward? It's a gamble in a genre that has historically been about time limits, hordes of enemies killed, and watch big number go up. I think the game that has gotten closest to this phenomenon is probably Inscription, another great roguelike that requires a lot of critical thought and puzzle solving while getting as far as you can in the branching paths of the card game itself. But the difference here is that you're never in any danger. When you run out of steps for the day or can't go any further in the house, you go to bed in your little tent and wake up the next day armed with more knowledge than the day before, ready to apply it. And you know what? You might not even get to apply it the next day, but you have your notes, you have your pictures, you have your curiosity. These things are a constant, and Blueprints relies on these aspects out of its control to guide your play. The intrinsic trust in the player is something I've never really seen in a roguelike, and honestly, I think that's not why everybody vibes with this kind of play style. The mystery of the manor is intriguing. The relationship of the staff, the letters between an ever-evolving web of people you never actually meet in the game is just fun to dive into. And all that diving takes you deeper into something much bigger than family dynamics and a big house on the hill. It's always an amazing feeling to solve a puzzle, but to solve a mystery, that's the fucking stuff right there.
You smoking?
But that takes time. It takes days and days of both in-game and real time to put the pieces together, and it only enhances the core roguelike mechanics. To enjoy this game, sure, you gotta like puzzles. You have to be okay with starting over every run. But ultimately, to enjoy this game, you have to be okay with stopping to smell the roses. Because amongst the roses are clues, codes, and key information about the mysterious Sinclair dynasty. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of the video, which means you get to play Find the Funnelkaek. Leave a comment down below when you find it, but don't tell anybody. Thank you for watching and liking this video. For every like, I will be drafting another tunnel room in my current Blueprints run until the entire house is nothing but tunnels. Take care of yourself, come again real soon, and I'd like to leave you with a joke that I have been sitting on this whole time. You're telling me a floor plan blew this, Prince?